we're back. Oh, took my controller. Okay. So, where were we? Let's first double check again all the levels because my Delibird, oops, it's actually 14 now. My love disc is actually 14 now. Skitty didn't change, Aaron didn't change, Fluffy didn't change, didn't change. Okay. So, next up is Catcher Sebastian. No idea what this team is going to be doing. Pretty sure I should be able to get rid of them quite easily. Thinking Lediva might be very important here. First, check. Probably turtle, not so much. So Lediva against Burmy. Burmy's bug. Bug flying. As in power, but the calc doesn't mention in power type. Should 31? I mean, I had 31 IVs of everything. Would that be normal? Dark. I mean, could just be in the calc, right? So they have the same moveset. The only difference is a poison tackle, poison sting, tackle, poison sting. Basically, Snore is just trying to put everything to sleep then, right? What does Snore do? Feels that the user is not asleep. So this is free. Super free. Okay, so then which mons do I one shot? If any? None. Great. Who will do the most damage? It's all crits, all the hidden power. Dark. So even if these things crit, well, Snort cannot do. Needs 3 crits to kill my Ladybug. The only one that can do decent damage here is Kuna. Oh, they do have berry juice. They just survive for a very long time. Oh, berry juice, they get rid of the Let's compare Snowcloak. Yeah, so it's nothing, and then shit. Skin. So basically they're just defensive assholes. Is there any way I can shot, one shot, almost one shot? It's actually should outspeed all of them also. How much XP does it have currently? It's 497 to get to 15. I mean, it will get it easily if it takes all of them, but is that really the move now? One, two, three, four, five, six. Still have 8 more fights where he might be crucial. So, I mean, if I use him, it's kind of free. Trying not to use Fluffy, let's just remove everything. I mean, I can start with Ladybug. What can it do? It's going to protect turn 1. Is there something I can set up maybe on turn 1? Set up moves. Might also be the case that this game the set up moves are non-existent. Make it sing, but then it just will snore. It's not going to be useful. Attract. And what? at 15 he would not be interesting choice. Don't use Fluffy. It's probably going to be the deliberate Ladybug show. It's never going to snore, so it will be Bug Bite and HP Dark. HP Dark might do some damage, but not if I kill it first. I could lead with him. First protect. Second turn one hit kill. Brings out Cascoon. Brings out Cascoon. Anyone else that can handle Cascoon? Realistically. Not him for sure. Even at 15, you cannot do it. Love disc. Aaron could be an option. Aaron could be an option for all of them actually. Because they cannot hit him basically. So I mean with these 3 mons it should be more than possible. So the only ones I really want to get rid of is Burmy. These are this Iron Defense probably only ups defense 2 stages, that's a lot. But so what is the AI on the Iron Defense? It's not boosted to 6, so it's not decentivized. It's not quite effective. Current defense is boosted to, it's not. 50% chance to probably click it. Or the foe has not yet used them. -2. So it actually detects a special move. So you could manipulate that using Does that make sense? You could, then don't want it to Iron Dance. Okay, so I'm guessing it is still likely to click it. It should get a +2 at least, and then it might get some minuses. There's a chance it doesn't do it, but there's a very high probability it will use Iron Defense. Well, any of them. So if we take that into account, let's say I have him, well, against them doesn't really matter. If they up the defense by 2, at that point the damage drop off is not that high. These first 2 are crazy. They cannot land a hit. A real one. If they crit everything, of course, it's a 0. Buckbite can do 6 damage. That's to hit 6 times, which, I mean, at some point it will be able to do. Ah, but yeah, the berry juice is the annoying part here. So it can stall a very long time. It still hits and kills in 2 hits. Because it's special also, so yeah, that's why that doesn't matter. So probably we get rid of the Burmy first. Switch in Leliba. Not sure if the AI detects the gust on Burmy as a reason to not click Iron Defense. So that would matter, right? Also, if I kill this, which I'll not be able to do, oh sorry, I will be able to do 1 hit, then we have to see, does anybody have super effective move? So for example, well, if steel would be a super effective move, then they would all be eligible And then Kakuna could go first. Let's first check steel, right? Is steel super effective against ice flying? Yes. It is. So they're all super effective. So is Bug better than Grass, Psychic, Dark? Grass, Psychic, Dark. So that's, was it Bug, Steel, and Bug is 2 times normal. Wait, what am I doing? Ice and flying, so that's half and nothing. So that should be 60. Plus 60, yeah, 60 plus that doesn't make sense. No, that's not how it works. I keep making the same mistake. So it's Bug against Ice Flying. Ice and Flying. So they're all Bug. So they are all on 2020, so total 40. And he is Bug Poison. Poison is Ice Flying. So yeah. So that's 60. So after Delibird, Kakuna should come out. Yeah, okay, so this is the moment I switch in my Aram, because even Delibird, Delibird can OHKO it. Shouldn't I just do that? That not the better play? As long as I can do that. One hit KO. Cannot one hit KO everything, but most of them can. So let's say get rid of this one as well, because the poison, I mean the tackle ones are, it's fine, but for whatever reason it gets poison off. It's going to be worse. Not all my mons can handle poison, as well as a bug bite, for example, like Dediba. So we send in Delibird, one hits the Burmy, sends out Kakuna, one hits the Kakuna, then again they all see super effective move, but then they all have the same score, so then they come out in order. So then I get Cascoon. Cascoon has Poison Sting also. And at that point I have 156 and one. So I have like 337 HP. It's still not enough to level up. Then I could switch in the Cascoon. I could switch in so yeah, I could switch in my Aeron on Cascoon. It's one damaging move, Bug Bite. Still does more damage than I would have liked, to be honest. But high roll crit is 7 damage. It has to hit me like 6 times for it to kill me. Switching being one of them. Oh, update. No. No. Came back. Okay, so again. 1 hit KO, switch to Kakuna, 1 hit KO, switch to Cascoon, switch in Aeron. Max 7 damage. Start rock throwing. If it would Iron Dance every time, I can still kill it. I'm going to give it Quick Claw for sure. It's going to be fine. Nice if I would get 12 off. No effect. Big, no effect. Iron Head. Can flinch. Cool. but there's not a lot of damage. So why would I do that? Yeah, we assume that we will kill Cascon. Is rock super effective against rock? You would think so, yes. So there's a chance it will switch out, which would actually be perfect, because it would switch out into another mon that also gets the same treatment. If that's the case, I can just keep on rock throwing. That could actually be a good play. 33% chance of doing that. If the explanation I heard was correct. So I can just stay in, and whenever I need it, I can switch in Dediba for some chip. I can always send in this guy, finish it off. And for the rest of those guys, bring him. Good Sledge. Skitty. Chip. It does do a lot of damage, but I can chip away at them. This doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. Send in love disc. 50% damage and special. Which means everything. This would be like something like this. Still, it's well, this faster actually. Can go into 15, this kind of ass. Even for Rourke, this is probably going to be my, I don't know actually, it might be Jigglypuff. What do I trade? I mean, I have a few more encounters, so I could get some complete no-nos there. Bidoof is also not crazy. His moves are going to be physical, most of them. Most of them physical, 2 other specials. There's a few. It's weird. Yeah, if it's going to be a physical attacker. Some special effect. Special attack things. I don't know. Slugma is probably going to be better than some of these mons. Buddy was pretty good, right? Yeah, its IVs are crazy. That would be a Rose Raid. Could really turn into something. Anyway, I think this is going to be it. Right on cue, music. Yeah, So let's say let's get to it. Thirteen. Assemble my mouse set. There's quick law, it's still relevant. Delivered first, second. Where that guy is. Saving takes a long time. I wonder if that's something they can fix or not. It's the same version. Sure as hell hope it's the same version. Why is it not the same? So the type is the same, only the Wormadam is different. Okay, so it shouldn't change my line. Okay, so back to the game. We have Delibird against Burmy, and Gust always kills. So have to protect. Where that came from. It should send out Kuna. Which it also kills. exactly kills it with lowest roll. Now it should send out a Cascoon. Now we send in Aaron. There's a chance it will Iron then, Iron Defense. Maybe, because the last move was special. Will not do it. That would mean that it could go for Poison Sting. What does Poison Sting do? Bug. Actually, Bug Bite and Poison Sting do the same amount of damage, max roll. The min roll for Poison Sting is higher. If it would be Poison Sting, that would be very nice. Because then it doesn't get hit, but my guess is that it's just going to Bug Bite. Because I think it doesn't, well, I mean it could do, if it just sees the max roll, then still it's a 50-50 between the two. I don't think it checks for stab or anything like that. And I don't think it's going to click Iron Defense because the last one was special attacked. I don't know if that's, if it calculates that for each one differently. Except that it resets it basically. I don't think it will. So that means we send in Aaron and it will probably Bug Bite. Okay. So then it doesn't see special attack on the previous one, which is fine with me. Now it has +2. It's fine. Probably not be the case, but work through. Because again, it's going to prolong this fight. Hopefully, at some point, because I do super effective moves only, it will switch out. So there's a 33% chance it will switch out. So now it's at +6. If it switches out, it loses all its pluses. Now it's never going to Iron Dance anymore, because it's already +6. It's going to start attacking. My prediction is that my Aaron will be able to kill it. Maybe only this one. It's fine. Berry Juice. That would be amazing here at some point. Not necessarily. One crit in, I don't know, 8 attacks. Purple. Moving up the last move. Also do the purple. Stay in until the end. A quick claw talks more than this. Oh, it held its ground. Respect, but we have to let you go. We've taken 2 more of those attacks. Cool. It's going to send out Silcoon now. They have the exact same moveset. It's the first one on the list. Silcoon has Bug Bite and Tackle. So it probably then will go for iron defense again. In this case, that would not be a good idea, because my first rock throw will still do quite a lot of damage. I'm faster. Oh, that's amazing. Berry juice. Which does the bug bite do? 6 maximum. Oh, it's not doing iron defense anymore. That's interesting. I mean, do I want the XP on Aaron? Or do I want to share? I don't see the XP. Oh, I do see the XP. Nidoran almost level up, so that could be a good one. It will also be a waste of XP otherwise. Of a rare candy if I would do that. Can I realistically shift in? Okay. So let's do it. Sludge should deal most damage. And then last one. Metapod. The last warrior. It has the same moveset, tackle and bug bite. Bug bite does most with 9 max crit roll. And takes the most damage from sludge also. Just keep it up. Okay, at this point I'm going to switch out. Could take all the XP here. I want to give Delibird level up. Do I not want to do that? I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trainers. So I can go against Suet, against Geodude if it can prevent it from rock throwing. Sure. 14 is kind of a good place to be at. It's the same, also counts for. So what if I send in, this Kitty is now the lowest one on my team currently. I mean, of course I have these other tenors. This Kitty is not close to being. We'll take a bug bite. I can always switch it out if I need to. But the bug bite crit would do 24 damage. That's not nice either, is it? Okay, so all this is saving. We go to retro tracks. I think we got most of them, maybe. Okay, the next one should be Last Kaitlin. After the Bug Catcher, we get Last Kaitlin. Snubble Growlithe, Electric Riolu. Leads with Snubble. Okay. Interesting. Open the menu. All in on still after the update, still correct. 14, 14, 14, 14. 13 didn't change. 14 disk. Let me export it to my other sheet. Okay, so we're still deathless. Also, this trainer was not really that interesting, but still. we continue. So we have eight trainers left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a gauntlet. This is going to be. Oh, actually, this is going to be the. This is going to be the gauntlet. We have 1, 2. We have 2 more fights till we get to Orbit Gate. 2 more fights at Orbit Gate. And we get the gauntlet. The gauntlet is going to be interesting. I have no idea what that actually means. Probably back to back. To see how we calc that. Hopefully we can get some healing in between. Probably not, knowing these types of games, but first things first. Let's first get out of Route 203 if possible. This stream. I'm guessing that could be a nice goal to set. So again, we start with Snubble. Which is normal. It has Intimidate and Silk Scarf. It's going to do more damage. And what's this flag mean? Oh, you. Right. Okay. Sometimes. Yeah. Still kind of weird because. Isn't that just the same as doing this? Yes, right? So why would that be any different? I don't know. But yeah, we're going to have to assume that it does it, of course, but we can attack with special maybe. Present is going to be difficult to deal with. Snore, attract. Can attract. Do we have? Let's say it gets the Intimidate off. Does it persist? It does. Delibird would go hard. I mean, if it is a 120 BP present crit, it will kill. A way to make Aaron deal with it. That present he can just do multiple times. Doesn't really do anything against Aaron. Also attract. That's perfect. It's actually the only one. Ooh, I didn't see this. Oh man, Aaron's so important in these fights to keep him riskless. Without Aaron, it would have been really interesting. I mean, probably other rock types will do as well. Like a Geodude maybe. Gets the Intimidate off. Even with the Intimidate, I still have pretty high stats there. I can Iron Head 2 times to kill it. Guaranteed. We do Speed Tie, so it could theoretically flinch me on a bite. Guessing it's going to go for present. Because of the higher damage. Doesn't have necessarily damage priority, but then maybe it will not. It would just be 50-50. In both cases it would be good. I have my quick claw here. That's fine. Okay, so then after 2 hits I kill the snubble. Then I have a super effective move. Was that true actually? Steel rock. Fire is half against rock. Okay, so it does normal damage. Okay, so that's not so effective. Dark doesn't do anything crazy, right? Dark against Psychic and Ghost, it's the only 2. It's not super effective. This is definitely not super effective. This is super effective, so it's going to send out Riolu. Riolu. Okay, so these are some things I need to check. Riolu looks like a pain in the ass, I can tell you that. Okay. So we have adaptability. Okay, that's just the damage. King's Rock. Okay, flinch possibility. Rolling kick. Another 30% flinch possibility. Bullet punch. Priority +1. Smelling salts. Double damage if the target's paralyzed and cures it. Probably Electrike will Thunder Wave or something. Yeah. So in that sense it's better for it to come out now. To use the last used move in the battle with a priority. Dang. Means last used move also by him. Oh, this guy's dangerous. I mean, for sure, Aaron's not going to stay in, because he's going to get annihilated by rolling kick. Is there a way to outspeed an Oko? There is. There's one roll of rolling kick that can kill. If I could make Delibird kill Amon, which makes, and then make Riolu come in, that would be the best scenario. And this scenario is also not bad. The issue is that, say for example, it would be electric. Summoning Soul deals double damage if the target is paralyzed and cures it. Be 180 base power. Still will not do as much as I would think. So basically, is there a way to make him kill him? There is. If I can make sure that somebody else gets thundered. Thunderwave, sorry. Then switch in. Well, not Thunderwave. What does Lightning Rod and Rare Bone do? My music is flipping out, or like it would be my also be crazy. Second camera. I can remove my keyboard. Like this. Okay. Not sure what that is, but something with my audio was going some weird stuff. So where was I? Killed the snowball, or can kill the snowball. So even if I would take another hit, say I have to. No, let's not get there yet. I want to first see if I can get this to work. So Delibird can kill the Riolu in one hit. Right? Riolu. And it is faster. It's very important. Well, I mean, how important is it? Rolling Kick can still kill. High roll crit. Rolling Kick is not high priority. Yeah, so it's not high priority. The only high priority moves it has are Bullet Punch and Copycat. Bullet Punch does not see kill. Copycat could see kill depending on which move it's going to copy, and it has higher priority. So that's going to be something to keep in mind for the line. let's say I have to kill Electric for Rio to come out. I mean, probably has to be the case, because I'm probably not going to kill him. Now, how would I know in advance what kind of terrain it's going to be if I don't see the guy? I'm guessing plane, but then it will be accuracy. So anyway, Delibird can okay, so we have so this is out of the question. Right? I mean, in theory, it could happen. No, then I risk Ember crit. Yeah, okay, so we're not doing that. So either I kill Snubble and that would make it come out. Can I realistically take on Snubble? Probably not realistically. And I have the first attack. Only that. Only if it crits and it's 120 BP. I'm dead. So there's a line where I stay in, or I open with Delibird, Powder Snow, hope that it doesn't click BP, and if it does click BP, that it doesn't roll highest roll BP and then crit. I don't know what the chance on that would be. It's the crit chance, it's like 10%, and then I think this is also like 12% or something, so it would be 10 times 12 is like 1% chance. Not very high, but would be devastating if it happens. So if I could make Electric come out at some point, and kill it. The only problem is I cannot kill it just by throwing it at him. So I have to set it up. So if Electric, so basically how much, I mean, min roll Powder Snow deals 22 damage. So if I can get 6 damage on Electric and make sure that it has used the Thunder Wave. Is the rare bone just for fun? steal it. Maybe there's a man that can steal it. But money is not an issue in this game anyway. And I cannot do it, so there's that. So if I can make it do 6 damage and make sure that it would not do Thunder Wave, then I can switch in on either Thundershock, Bite or Swift. Maybe I can make it avoid Thunder. Electric is half effective against grass. Dragon Outre don't have. And other electric. Could be an option, but it's fluffy. So realistically, can I send out Turtwig? Is there a world where I mean, Skitty is an option, right? Probably. Send in Skitty on possibly a Thunder Wave already. Just need to not get it, which the high roll crit I can do actually. Okay, so maybe not. I don't have any priority moves. I have two. So if I could kill, Growlithe, Electric. No, if I could kill Growlithe with Love Disc, then he will send out Electric. If I then still have enough health, I could Aqua Jet. So I don't want to kill it. If I do kill it, I'm going to be dead against him, right? Only the highest roll of crit will kill me, actually. Then it has priority, so then even if it gets me down too low, then I can still, well, I have Aqua Jet, so I can outspeed him as well. But that is going to be a far more dangerous line. So let's see if we can make this work. So I Water Pulse. 50% chance to Oko. let's say for whatever reason it switches out into electric, which it could. So either its growth is dead or it is almost dead. It is possible. Then I water pulse, then it thunder shocks. No, then it. And then it probably thunder waves. Is it quite effective? Will not be quite effective. Super effective. That's shenanigans right now. If the user will move after the target, so it will do +3 because it sees that it's slower than me. Cannot Oko. It's not. Yeah, okay, so it's almost 100% sure that it will Thunderwave. I will hit it first with the Water Pulse. For, I don't know. Okay, I don't want to use Water Pulse. Aqua Jet. For minimum of 9 and a maximum of 24 damage. Then it will Thunder Wave. Then it will not use Thunder Wave next turn, which is how I can switch in my guy. Cannot KO, different move. Would do more damage. It does have that. In case of Fluff Disc, that's not the case, of course. Because it will use Thundershock then. But then Thundershock has a 10% chance to paralyze, which is not high, but it is not 0. If that happens, it could be game over. Not that speed even. I mean, then that would open up all kinds of bullshit. So we need to not get paralyzed. That's the main priority. So I need to switch in on a bite or a swift. How do I make bite do more damage? Or swift do more damage? In this case that would be against Turtwig. So Turtwig doesn't need to kill, doesn't need to do anything. Well, actually, Turtwig needs to not kill. But at least needs to do damage because this needs to switch in on a bite or a swift. Doesn't matter which one. Minerals 22 damage. So just needs to do 6 damage. That's all I need. This is way too much damage. That's what we said. So yeah, so basically if I can kill, I can switch in if I can make if I can make if I can make Turtwig kill Snubble. Probably cannot, right? That's going to be my biggest issue. Like, who's going to kill, aside from Aaron, who's going to kill Snubble? I mean, these lines are pretty great, but only the highest roll crit can kill. So I could just take it, then my line is fine. This other line is way more difficult and maybe even impossible, because there's no way to kill Snubble. What's the present AI actually? This is just going to stay at 0. What does bite do? So this if I could switch in, if I could do damage and then switch in on a bite, or even on a snore, that would be nice. Let's say I lead Skitty. Fake out for 7. That opens me up for even more bad stuff. But yeah, bite doesn't. So only if bite would kill. There's no safe switch. There needs to then be a roll where bite can kill without crit at some point somewhere, and then it would have to click that. That's bite there. The dark is super effective. That kills, right? Problem is I have to switch in on a possibly a present. The only thing I know for sure The only thing I know for sure is that if it's the fake out basically. It's the only thing I know for sure. There's nothing. I mean, I can fake out and then here the a lot of rolls can do it actually. Thing is, does it calc? Or it doesn't, right? So then still do more damage. I mean, if I can make it asleep. Big if. Need to think of everything. Does this help? Doesn't really. Okay, Thundershock can do 21. So I need to do 11 damage. Skitty can do... I mean, I don't need Skitty necessarily. I could still use Aaron for that. What does not kill with crit? Dig. But if I dig, I do 8. That's not enough. I'd have to risk crit. Most of rock throw crits do not kill. Actually, most of headbutt crits do not kill, which makes sense looking at the... Only the highest roll crit kills. That is even with Intimidate, right? That looks really weird. Oh, for a crit doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So, like I said, only highest roll crit kills. They were in the same spot we were in. There's a 6% chance to one it kill. Not a high chance, but it's a chance I'm willing to take. Am I overlooking anything? So 23 doesn't do enough, right? We have established that. Let's say we low roll dig. High roll dig does not kill. Low roll dig does 8. Skitty's fake out does 7. Fake out crit does 27 max. That much? Sheesh. That's scary. Because then we're in the kill range again. 27 plus... That Is there something else available to us? I need 11 damage to be able to switch in. Remember what my line was. So it's basically not disincentivized, so it could click attract, it could click present, it could click bite. They're all just as likely to happen. Snore would have been cool. Then I'd need to sleep, which is not guaranteed. And then I risk especially on Skitty, I risk not getting attracted, but something else. So I wanted Fluffy, if I am not mistaken. I don't know what the Fluffy line was actually. I mean, I could Thunder Wave, but it doesn't really do anything. Forgot my line. I should write stuff down. So I should be thinking of ways to get Snubble off the case. When will it not use present again? I think that's special AI, right? Yeah, it will never be quite effective. It's a 0 times effective, which it is never. So only when another move. Fuck man, what was my line? I had something. I had something cooking. Something like if I had 11, because I could do 21 damage with something. What was it? Cannot have been this, right? Yeah, right. So if yeah, okay, so that was the line. Then I need to get Fluffy to 16. That's dangerous. That was what I was thinking. But even if that's the case, I could just solo with him. Will be an issue if it starts attracting. Yeah, okay, so now it risks high roll crit, or yeah, most crits, a lot of crits. Now it never risks anything. How many fights do I need? Fluffy 4 still. Probably won't even need it for a Rourke, so I could maybe even overlevel it. How bad would that be? How bad would that be? Can I just check its team for real quick? Rock grass, dragon ground, water rock, buck rock. So basically, only Corsola could be a real potential where I could actually use Fluffy. Realistically, probably not. The other ones, I mean, There are a few of them. But how much XP are they all giving at that point? Like 20, let's say another 120, so it's 240. Maybe 340 if it gets everything, right? It's not even that much. 340. Now it's 240 and on the halfway point. So if I would get 340, it's not even halfway actually. So let's say it is 500 XP now. Would be at 16, 340. And I could do it. Makes this fight, if it can make this fight work. So let's imagine. If that's the case, right? We could Thundershock on switching. Then the 21 still applies. I mean, there's a chance I will do more. 21 applies, then I need the 11. The only reason the 11 is difficult is because we have no moves. Give me the 11 and not risk critting. Because crits can all kill. Except for Dig. Dig. I mean, if it crits, will be fine. If it doesn't crit, you don't get the 11. If you don't get the 11, we don't get the switch. Where do I get this extra damage from? I could use my berry. Only if I really do not see any other line. And I cannot imagine that because I'm so close. It's not like... But first, let's assume that Fluffy kills Snubble. What happens? Level 16 Fluffy kills Snubble. At that moment, we check. Check. We check. Just checking steel is half effective against electric. So that would mean it's crucial for our line, so I might as well just check. All right, which one it is? deal. So nobody sees super effective moves. But then we're going to do Bite, Ember, Secret Power, Sleep Talk. Sleep Talk we don't calc. Bite, Ember, Secret Power. Ember, Secret Power. 8, 4, 18. 18 for Growlithe. I will forget. Thundershock, Bite, Swift, Thunderwave. What did I say again? Swift. Thunderwave, for sure not. We have Smelling Salts, Bullet Punch, Rolling Kick. Smelling Salts, Bullet Punch, Rolling Kick. Was 18, so then it would send out Growlithe. Then after Growlithe, should send out Electrak. After Electrak should send out Riolu. So this line is the play. It all depends on if I'm not making an error, of course, which is always the case. So we can continue with the snowball line. So what is lowest risk? We need 21 damage. So we need 11 damage. I mean, I would have Thundershock twice, but if it attracts, I could be screwed then and there. Fluffy has to be the one killing Snubble. I have a line for the other two. If for whatever reason Growlithe comes out, I can always switch in. Love Disc, right? That was the play. So it's always Love Disc. Then Delibird. This is always the play. Okay. Um, yeah, checking the Discord. Remember why I wanted to check. I don't remember what I needed to check. Ah, shit. Oh. Oh. Oh, I didn't want to open a Discord stream. I don't remember what I wanted to check. Okay, so I need 11 damage. And they can fake out kill. Cannot. Oh, this is actually perfect. But this will be the line. I open with Skitty. Could even be more simple than this. Of course. This is it. I have it. Makes so much sense. I lead with Skitty. Or any mon for that matter. I can maybe choose one. Because it will get XP. Only a third. Still. Shall I choose a garbage mon for this? I knew there was a line there somewhere. I just didn't see it. I mean, third wake is almost level up. Does 55 do it for me though? Probably not, right? Because Snubble will get its XP divided by 3. So then I think everyone should get 40 basically. It would still not be level up. But at the same time, he would get closer. Right? And I am going to need him probably at some point. That might not be a bad idea to boost him a bit already. So maybe not Skitty then. I could still bring Skitty. It's never a bad idea. Skitty still needs quiet a lot. There's no other mod that I want to use for this. Delibird is also almost finished, but also he's going to get the kill anyway. He's going to get more kills in the future also, so it doesn't need XP at this moment. Okay. This is how it's going to work. So not Skitty. Set that third wake. He's going to send out Snubble. Which will intimidate. Then I switch into Aaron. This will be the thing. Intimidate. In this, if I switch in Aaron, I take whatever damage it throws at me. Will not be a lot, probably. He might throw an attract even. That's my prediction. That doesn't work. But even if we take damage, it's fine. The important thing is Intimidate is gone. That means the dig, if it crits, doesn't kill. And min roll dig does exactly 11 damage. Then it does some damage back, which is irrelevant. We switch to Flavi. We know for sure that it will not attract because we're the same gender. Then Flavi can, it will take, Flavi level 16 might take highest roll present. Even if it would not kill. And then afterwards, low roll Thundershock will kill the Snubble. Okay, so this is all the beginning of the setup. Then we get Aaron. Sorry, we get Flav. Level 16 still. Snubble will try to do Bite, Ember, Secret Power. Bite, Ember, Secret Power. This is the important part. Secret Power does 18 damage. 18 we recorded here. Sleep Talk will not be counted. Then it will try to see Thundershock, Bite, Swift. Thundershock, Bite, and Swift. 8, 2, 7. So Electric should never be chosen. Then we have Smelling Salts, Bullet Punch, and Rolling Kick. Smelling Salts, Bullet Punch, and Rolling Kick. These do 18, 3, and 8, so they do exactly the same amount. Smelling Salts was exactly 18. Because it does 18, and both Growlithe and Riolu do the same amount of damage, it will send out Growlithe. Once that happens, we send out do a quick check. That's why we do these things, of course. It puts in Growlithe. We probably will put in Love Disc. Growlithe here. Bang, 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 bang. Will not use Sleep Talk. If we send in... It's actually scarier than I thought. Water Pulse. So we outspeed, that's important. We get Growlithe. Where is my mistake here? Because I calced back from Riolu back to there. Basically I said Delibird will one-hit kill this thing. So that means that Delibird needs to kill this thing. But that also means that so the idea was that we don't get Thunder Shocked or Thunder Waved. This line is pretty good. Delibird needs to kill the Electric. Does it matter to be level higher? I mean, if that happens, we're golden, because then it can sweep both, actually. Delibird can take... Yeah, so it can take a switch in, but we really want to avoid the Thunder Wave or Thunder Shock. Whereas if we would take... coming in... 40... Only highest roll. Will be the same for this one. This roll. It doesn't change. I need to get my Delibird in somewhere. Oh, that's what my question was in Discord. Okay. Only highest roll of crit again. Everywhere I go, I'm running into the same crit chance. It's so annoying. Click intimidate, of course. Why would... Oko this. Oko this. Faster than both. Only issue is this guy. Now. I cannot... And this is even a higher chance to die on. Because... Oh, but that... No, this doesn't even work, to be honest, because I have to kill Grow with Love Disc for Electrack to come out. Okay. I mean, I could boost Love Disc to 15, of course. That would remove all shenanigans. It will not kill me anyway. Might secret power me, and then I get an accuracy drop, and even then I have a few options, I think. I mean, if accuracy drops screws me over, that's going to be bad. Do I know what it's going to pick against Fluffy? What is the chance for secret power? Different move. User knows to do more damage to target, score -1. Same goes for bite. That's going to be a pain in the ass because it's probably the same for Ember then as well. Yeah, so it's going to secret power for sure. How do I deal with that? Because if it secret powers into well, I mean, it's a 30% chance to do it. I'm only scared for secret power. I mean, good. Could just as well Thunder Wave. At least I can check for secret power. Get a bit more, even less likely to click it. Could try that, then the Thunder Wave. Then switch to Love Disc. Love Disc, the Fluffy should be 16 because it will not see 21 damage. Sorry, on this one. 15. It's not gonna cut it. I mean, it could cut it, but so level 16 Fluffy against Growlithe. If there's a chance. Okay, so I'm allowed to grind a few levels if needed, which I'm not going to do now. I mean, I might do now actually. No, I will candy fluff disc. I will probably can be a fluff as well. I might grind a fluffy. Anyway, so where were we? With the Growlithe. The Growlithe doesn't kill. Then we switch into I really need to know the switch AI for example, status moves. If it has a status move, will it switch? Just out of curiosity. What's this guy sending me the video somewhere yesterday? This one.
So again,
cette journée va être intense. Rester en mouvement, pas le temps de s'arrêter. Et toujours avec ma Celsius.
let's say we have Xatu in the back, I've used Earthquake, and Xatu has a move that's super effective against me. Let's say it has Drill Peck. There's a 50% chance it can switch to Xatu right then and there.
I've been hit by a move and must have acted first in the turn. If the player just used Earthquake with Golem, the AI has an Articuno with Ice Beam and Water Pulse. 75% overall to swap to that Articuno. Both moves trigger a 50% check. Search party for Pokemon. Which is immune to the last move used by it? Must have been hit by a move. Must have acted first in the turn. That's interesting. Don't know why that would be. If the last move to hit the AI was first the AI was been hit by a move, was affected first turn. Oh, that's it. Does not necessarily have to be faster. It's also possible quick attack if the player used counter. Okay. Which is immune to the last move used against the AI. This includes the previous checks. Correctly identifying Normalize, Mold Breaker, Levitate, Wonder Guard, but does not include Volt Absorb. Okay. So it will search for a flying type if you use a ground type. Assuming one is true. Find moves that are super effective against the player. For each move found, 50% chance to swap to that Pokemon. This super effective check also applies the same checks as above. For each move found. Right. It doesn't just switch, just identifies who is immune. If he has something that is immune and has super effective, for each of that moves, 50% check. Yes, okay, I get that.
And the super effective check also correctly checks the right abilities in the same way as above. Now, as with many cases with the Switch AI, because this is per move, it stacks. So let's say the AI has a Swampert in the back and I've just used Thunderbolt. Let's say Swampert has Earthquake and Mudshot. Because Earthquake and Mudshot are both super effective against me, there's a 50% chance it runs checks with both of them, and a 75% chance to switch to Swampert overall. This check repeats for every Pokemon in the enemy party which is immune to the move the player just used, and of course it has to have a super effective move against that Pokemon. We then move on to the resist switch. This is exactly the same as the immune switch, except instead of checking for a Pokemon that is immune to the move that you just used, it checks for a Pokemon that resists the move that you last used. And every time it finds a super effective move, there's a 1/3 chance to switch instead of a 50% chance to switch. Resist switches are of course a lot more likely to happen. Whenever you use an attacking move when you're slower, it's quite likely there is a Pokemon on the enemy team that has a resist switch into that, particularly in 6v6 singles. Now, as I said in the natural cure section, the natural cure checks run resist and immune switches, and the chance to switch per move is 50% instead. Okay, so in plain English, what can we learn about mid-turn switch AI? I would say mid-turn switch AI in general works quite well. Its checks aren't perfect, but it does correctly understand typing, and it does correctly apply abilities such as Mold Breaker and Levitate. However, so long as you go first in a turn, switching is actually very rare. You're very unlikely to have a Pokemon with the ability Wonder Guard. Peristrong is obviously very rare, players don't use Peristrong very often, and the enemy sets with Peristrong are not very deadly at all. And against a strong opponent, the no damaging moves check passing is rare. In the Frontier, most Pokemon have quite good type coverage, and also in the main game, you'll quite like to face an enemy trainer with decent type.
Okay, so basically if I go first, it will not switch. Mid-turn switch AI. That's what I got from that. Is there something like a status switch? Post KO switch AI. What's the mid-turn switch AI? Of course.
Boodschappen doet iedereen anders. De een plant vooruit, de ander beslist last minute. Iedereen heeft wat.
Okay, so let's now talk about mid-turn switch AI. Mid-turn switch AI is when the AI switches to another Pokemon while its current Pokemon is still alive. This would be an unexpected switch in terms of casual play. Mid-turn switch AI is very different to post-KO AI. It's also something that's really important to be aware of, as it's the most human-like the AI can behave. If you're caught unaware by switch AI, it can easily lead to a loss. Now, the mid-turn switch AI is one big algorithm, and we're going to go over it in the same order as the code does. So the first thing to be aware of is that switch AI does not care about move AI. Let's say I'm in some kind of scenario. Let's say I've got a Shuckle at 1 HP against a Jolteon, and Jolteon has a really powerful move, and it's always going to kill me. Obviously, a human would stay in with Jolteon and attack Shuckle, but it doesn't matter for mid-turn switch AI. If mid-turn switch AI wants to switch, the move AI does not matter. Mid-turn switch AI is going to overrule it, and the game is going to switch instead of attack. So it doesn't matter how logical it would be to stay in and use the move, the mid-turn switch AI runs independently. The next thing it does is check whether or not switching would be illegal. This check isn't particularly clever though, so let's look at what the AI does. If the AI is trapped by a move like Sand Tomb or Bind, the AI is never going to switch. If the AI has used Ingrain, the AI will also never switch. If you have the ability Shadow Tag, the AI is never going to switch. If you have the ability Arena Trap, the AI is never going to switch. And if any other Pokemon on the field, including the AI's ally Pokemon, has Magnet Pull, and the Pokemon is a Steel type, the AI will never try and switch that Steel type. So obviously there's a few bugs here and a few huge gaps. The first one is that the AI does not factor whether or not it's a flying or levitating Pokemon against Arena Trap. That means if you have an Arena Trap Dug Trio and you're facing an Aerodactyl, Aerodactyl is going to think it's Arena Trapped and it can't switch out. The AI also doesn't factor in the fact that if you have Shadow Tag and it also has Shadow Tag, then Shadow Tag isn't actually trapping that Pokemon anymore. It doesn't run this check. The AI also doesn't factor in that it can never trap its teammate with Magnet Pull. It should only be enemies that can be trapped with Magnet Pull. And the AI also doesn't understand that the item Shed Shell always lets it switch. And then one other bonus one, the AI has to have a valid Pokemon to switch to in order to be able to switch. Okay, so let's talk about Perichon. This is the most predictable way to see the AI switch. If the AI's Perichon count is 1, it's always going to switch. There's no randomness involved here. Once the switch is triggered, it's going to run the post-KO switch AI to decide what to switch to. Now because of this, Perichon AI is one of the easiest ways to use a free attack against the enemy. Let's say the enemy starts off with a completely innocent Pokemon that does no damage. If you Perichon against it and then switch out, the Pokemon you switch out to is guaranteed to get a free hit on a Pokemon the AI will have to switch in against it with post-KO switch AI. Okay, let's talk about Wonder Guard. So Wonder Guard has a very strange check. This is specifically a check for if the player is using Wonder Guard, of course. So first up, the AI will never switch against Wonder Guard if this is a doubles match. Next, the AI checks its currently active Pokemon. Does it have a move that hits the player's Wonder Guard Pokemon super effectively? Any kind of variable type move will use its correct typing here that includes things like Hidden Power. If the AI does not have an attack that hits Wonder Guard, the next part of Switch AI is mid-turn. The next part of mid-turn Switch AI is no damaging moves. This sounds like a rather simple check, but it's actually quite complicated. First, the AI checks if it can hit any of your Pokemon with a damaging move. In doubles, this includes both of your Pokemon. It detects damage based on the same immunity check. Remember, this immunity check is more than just a type check. It does include Normalize, Levitate, things that affect Levitate, Scrappy, and so on. It does not include a PP check though. Moves that are out of PP are still seen as being able to do damage. If any move deals damage, it won't switch in this section. It also won't switch if it only has 0 or 1 attacking moves. Otherwise, meaning it has 2 or more damaging moves, and none of those moves deal damage, it looks for the entire party for non-fainted Pokemon. Every single time you find a move on that Pokemon, if that move is super effective, it has a 2/3 chance to switch to that Pokemon. This
don't switch, otherwise meaning it has 2 plus damaging moves. Look through the entire party of non-fainted Pokemon every single time you find a damaging move. If a switching is chosen, switch to the Pokemon which had a move that triggered the switch. Do not run regular post-KO switch. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So it will be more likely if there's multiple to take the ones first in order. But
stacks with every single move that the Pokemon has. If step 1 did not cause a switch, the next part of Switch AI is mid-turn. The next part of mid-turn Switch AI is no damaging moves. This sounds like a rather simple check, but it's actually quite complicated. First, the AI checks if it can hit any of your Pokemon with a damaging move. In doubles, this includes both of your Pokemon. It detects damage based on the same immunity check. Remember, this immunity check is more than just a type check. It does include Normalize, Levitate, things that affect Levitate, Scrappy, and so on. It does not include a PP check though. Moves that are out of PP are still seen as being able to do damage. If
it has more damage moves and none deal damage. Ah, okay.
any move deals damage, it won't switch in this section.
Okay.
It also won't switch if it only has 0 or 1 attacking moves. Otherwise, meaning it has 2 or more damaging moves, and none of those moves deal damage, it looks for the entire party for non-fainted Pokemon. Every single time you find a move AI. So next up is Ability Absorbing. This is a bit of a strange but logical check. I'm going to go through this one a bit faster. First up, the AI is unlikely to switch if it has a super effective move. It stops 2/3 of the time. Then we next check if the AI has been hit by a damaging move in the last turn. We also check the type of that damaging move that was just used. If the damaging move was fire, water, or electric, we set the ability to check to be Flash Fire, Water Absorb, or Volt Absorb respectively. So basically this ability absorbing check. So next up is Natural Cure. You'll be careful about this one. Natural Cure is really just a sleep check. So the AI is never going to trigger this switch unless it has Natural Cure and it is asleep specifically. No other status triggers this, and it has more than 50% HP remaining. It then runs a separate check if the last move was non-damaging. There's a 50% chance to trigger post-KO switch AI. Next, if the last move was damaging, we run the immune and switch procedures, which I'm about to talk about in a second. And for the immune and switch resist, there's a 50% chance to run on the Pokemon found.
Okay, it's going to be
And finally,
interesting for
if
now.
all of that fails, it still has a switch. There's a brief interlude here, which is the AI in mid-turn switch now runs a very specific check. It tries to see if it has a super effective move against the player. Every time it sees a move that's super effective against a player, there's a 90% chance to stop. Now stop here means that we can't switch anymore. Nothing beyond this in the document is going to cause a switch. And this stacks for every attack. So if it has multiple super effective moves, it has multiple chances to trigger a 90% stop. But critically, this is not 100% reliable, which means even if the AI has a super effective move against you, it can still switch out if later checks are met. Next, the AI counts all the positive stat boosts it has. If these add up to 4 or more, the AI is never going to switch. This is a really important one to remember. It means that, for example, if the AI is boosted to +3 attack, +2 speed, and even if it has -6 defense and -6 special defense, it will still never switch, because the positive stat boosts of +3 and +2 add up to +5, which is higher than 4. So an opponent with a lot of stat boosts will never trigger switches past this in the document. So next up is what's called immune switching. For this check to run, the AI must have been hit by a move to switch. There's a brief interlude here, which is the AI in mid-turn switch now runs a very specific check. It tries to see if it has a super effective move against the player. Every time it sees a move that's super effective against a player, there's a 90% chance to stop. Now stop here means that we can't switch anymore. Nothing beyond this in the document is going to cause a switch. And this stacks for every attack. So if it has multiple super effective moves, it has multiple chances to trigger a 90% stop. But critically, this is not 100% reliable, which means even if the AI has a super effective move against you, it can still switch out if later checks are met.
Okay, so the 90% or the 10% does not trigger the switch. Might just trigger one of the other effects. That's basically what that means. Okay. That's pretty helpful. What does this say? Three. Three, four, five, six. What's this guy saying? He's saying that there's box of rare candies. Am I missing something? The guy is saying that I have way more rare candies than I. Where? Start with 10, 20 under the bed, 55 from Candyman, Arbor City, 3 panels by the 2 kids near the gym. 20. I don't think I got 55 from Candyman. Okay, so I was in discussion. This guy was basically saying that this is actually 3 times 20 rare candies. And also, he said that we got 55 candies from Candyman. Box of rare candies. I didn't use that many, did I? And then I can be a bit less stingy with my candies. At least for the resource part of things, of course. Not for the But for the overleveling part, it's still going to be a problem. So, where were we? Not expecting to be calking this much for this fight, to be honest. I mean, I got the snubble. Iron Dig, Fluffy, Thunder Shock. Get the Growlithe. Thunderwave the Growlithe. Okay. Send in Love Disc. Get Secret Power. Just have to hope that, well, for one, it doesn't use it, but most likely it will. Then it doesn't accuracy drop it. And then also that even if it does accuracy drop it, I still get the hit. And if I still get the hit, what a pulse it. And I hit it. If I hit it, that should bring out Electric. Even if I don't hit it, then there's some shenanigans where it can Secret Power again, maybe lower again. I mean, there's some pretty wild stuff that can happen. It's very, very, very unlikely, I think. It's less painful if it does happen. I mean, I would have to miss a whole lot for that to happen. I have to trust. You have to be 15 as well, right? So it's 15 for disc. What's the chance for It's just to be safe, secret. Oh, yeah. 20% times 25 doesn't hit. I mean, it's my best line. Is there a way to make send in Delibird early? Just have to hope that this works. Okay, so it sends an Electrike. Switch to Delibird 15. Do Powder Snow. That, and then it will send out Yolu. Kill. Then I can say this guy is going to be a menace. So it will probably what's the chance that it will do swimming, so it's not high, I would say. It will see kill, so it will choose rolling kick. Always, right? It doesn't see kill now, but after it does some damage, it will see kill. If it sees kills with multiple, that's also an issue. So now it sees kill with rolling. Well, no, it doesn't see kill. It doesn't see kill because it doesn't calc with crit. I'm going to assume that this is going to be a rolling kick. I can take a rolling kick, so I might just, or he can take a rolling kick rather. This has to be the line. We still have this guy, which just there for the EXP, which I don't need. Switch it into, it's going to be slow and then mess up. Why bring it if I can also bring something that can take a bit more punishment and also deal some more punishment against this guy. This should be the line, I'm pretty sure. Calcing way too much for this. Come on. Where is it? Come on. Okay, so it has been some time. I hope to have also. I hope that I would be able to calc for 2 fights, but this fight was a bit more tricky than I originally planned. So I'd have to skip this one for later. We'll be able to finish this, hopefully without any issues. So we are going to need needing Skitty. So he just cannot take the damage. We will be leading with something that's not really going to take a whole lot of turns, hopefully, in this battle. The Quick Claw. Who is going to take the Quick Claw? I mean, Aaron is not going to get the benefit out of that. We have a matchup. These are all very fast. Better if I give it to needs to take, I can take whatever. So I take the item. Give it to either end. But this is only needed when we really need to steer hard. The issue that we have here is that we're going to need 3 rare candies. So we might be screwing ourselves. We need one for Flavi, because he needs to deal the 21 damage Thunder Shock. Actually, what I didn't check is that actually if we boost Ledipa by 1, we actually have a Ledian. Does that change? So we have a Ledian 15. Does that change anything? Does that mean it gets Doesn't get any moves, okay, that's good. Typing is the same. Does that change anything here? Not for this fight. Okay, it can take the Growlithe. Can take the Electric. Can 100% take. It can even switch in and kill. This whole line could have been avoided. Ladybug, Lydian's a beast. Can kill both of them. It's quicker than both of them. Lydian is not. It can deal a lot of damage. Almost kill. Does take the damage well. Let's see. Don't need to do it, right? Put myself at more risk doing it. If I have 5 more fights, I should be able to manage my XP, right? The maths, more or less. Should I just do it? Make it 11 and 50. Do it, then I will not do him because that won't be necessary. This guy cannot switch into them, him switch into him. So I still have an issue here. Fluffy Thunder, where's the Growlithe? It doesn't need the kill because it does the auto blows on Growlithe. Growlithe should use no, the Growlithe kills the Growlithe. 15 left disc. Kills the Growlithe. And sends an Electrike. Nuzlocke is much simpler actually. I think I screwed up. Shouldn't have needed to boost Fluffy. Oh, that's stupid. If I boost Ledian with 1, because now I have a very complex line. If I boost Ledian with 1, I kill kill Snubble with Aaron. He sends out Riolu. I send out Ledian. He hits me with whatever. Counter with Aerial Ace. And he will send out either one of these. Sends out Electrike. Kill Electrike. If he sends out Growlithe, probably try to Ledian, try to Ember in this case, I'm guessing. Switch in Love Disc. We shall try some stuff. Don't need to level it. Doesn't kill. Electrike. An easy meal again. Yeah, I mean, just need to boost Lediba. So stupid, I forgot that. Maybe that could have helped in the other fights, actually. Oh well. These are the only rare candies I'm going to need in this case. I can still need Aaron. I don't need Fluffy at all. Those are there just in case. So, again, my Aaron against his Snubble can crit all he wants. but and it can attract all at once, but I'm going to Iron Head it until it's dead. Then it's going to send in these are fire moves. It'll have to send in Riolu, in which case I send in Ledian, takes 1 hit, aerial ace it, and then we deal with the other 2. This has to be the line. Has to be. Actually much cleaner and safer. I totally forgot that the Ledian was already about to evolve last time and I cancelled the evolution. And I knew I should have remembered it. For whatever reason. So that could have saved me what? 2 hours of planning? Good thing I did do the planning and looked for the outs because it did have a line. The line was sketchy. I had to use 3 rare candies then. And then there could be some jank in there. Now it can almost not be more safe. Strainer. Next one. Snowball. Send in Aaron. All of that out. Ah, yeah, this should be it. No, rob them. So we start with our Aaron against Snowball. The name Shield Wall will come in, will play it out very nicely because it can do anything to us and we can do a lot to it. And this Snowball is really dangerous because it has Present, which in most cases will not do anything, but it has a chance of becoming a 120 base power move. And if it crits, it one-shots all of my Pokemon. Even the lowest roll. Well, there are some exceptions, but almost all. It has a chance to kill all of them. Except for Aaron. Tanks it like a champ. And it can do quite a lot of damage to it. So I'm going to Iron Head it to death. Sure who I gave the quick clock to now actually. Doesn't matter at this stage. Oh, it flinched. It's perfect. It more or less half. But it's low roll. It's fine. Means it will kill the second one. It will have to send out Riolu. Riolu is the only one that sees move. The rolling kick. This Riolu was a beast. I had to plan my whole line for it until I found out that I actually had a Ledian. Riolu has some very interesting, very annoying moves. But against my Ledian, maximum it can do is 22 if it chooses Smelling Salt. expect to move on Aaron. So now it doesn't. I'm not dead to any crits, but it will be dead to any kind of aerial ace. Perfect. Now probably it will send out. I'm guessing it. I hope it will send out Electrike. My guess is it didn't calculate. It will be this. It's not the best one, but at the same time, we don't really care. Okay, send out Growlithe, click all the crits, but we remove the Intimidate. I can actually stay in. Let me say 38. I could stay in and kill it. Aerial Ace will kill in most cases. Only 3 low rolls it will not. I'm just thinking, do I want the XP Medium? I mean, I could gamble. I have room to gamble. So if it's the issue is if it's secret powers, I get accuracy dropped 30% of the time. Love Disc should be able to kill. It's not completely true. Secret power will actually do a lot of damage. It's actually not counting for... that would not be the case. Yeah, okay. Safest play is to just stay in with Ledian, if I'm honest. I don't do it. There's actually no reason. So we aerial ace, it will probably die. That's crazy. Crazy. Lowest roll, Ledian aerial ace against Growlithe. Yeah, okay, yes, that's stupid. It had Intimidate, I was already calculating for not having Intimidate on the next one. That's a bit stupid. But then at least we know that the next one will kill for sure. That's fine. Because it will send out the last one. Just Electrike. Electrike doesn't outspeed. We kill with... Not quite. Again. That doesn't work. Because I'm still intimidated. My god, my stupid. Okay. So there's no problem, but I do have 31. That means that highest crit roll will be 18. I can take 18. I am paralyzed, let's put that in there as well. It will outspeed me. So I'll probably have one shot, basically. Let's put the Intimidate back on. bug bite should kill. Five. Still doesn't see kill. Just real quick. An extra turn there. Okay, going to call it quits. Bit scared about the XP situation. I want to block anyone out of. Afi will need to be very careful now. Put him at 16 for no reason. 16 is not bad. I mean, it could even overlevel, that's fine. But then we won't be able to bring it to any other fights, and also not to Rourke, which probably we wouldn't want to anyway. It's annoying to have to deal with already. Looking at the next trainers. Fluffy might be needed. Let's check the XP situation of Fluffy. Yeah, so that is 585. Trainers will have a Piplup, which it can probably take. Maybe a Wingull. There are other options for those as well, probably. But let's say it wants to take all of those. It wants to take Piplup, Wingull, Zubat. Maybe Combi for faster. Then we're already in the Orbit gym. There. I don't see that much use for it. So if we just look at those mons, it will be Piplup 126. Wingull 123, so that's 249. 249 plus Zubat is 352. The Combi, it's like 500. And that is if it takes full XP. If it takes half, it will be a different situation, of course. If we manage to keep it out of one of those fights, it will be even easier. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with right now. It's a bit annoying. But it's good that we managed to get this far. So, yeah. Times. Probably tomorrow I'll not be streaming, but you'll never know. Yeah, anyway.